Okay, hello and welcome to the Long Island Weather Report and Outlook as we head into the final days of October after got a little chillier this weekend, though it wasn't completely clear. We did have some dealing with some high clouds a little bit yesterday and a little bit today, some jet chunk on and off, but we did have at least a couple of clear hours in the afternoon to enjoy for today. I do see some smoke here from a wildfire going on in New Jersey. It looks like they've got a couple fires that are going on. Yeah, this is the one at the Joint Base, I believe. That one is still burning. Well, I'll show you what it looked like today outside. I did go to the woods for a little bit. Edgewood, you could see some nice colors from these oaks that are starting to pop right now. So they're going to be the oaks are now the colors more in the uplands now. Um, and you can see a little bit there. But really big changes though. Um, this picture here was from last week. This is Southern's Lake, and then this is this week. You can see a lot of leaves have fallen off on the maples. So the wetland colors are done. Now we're moving over to the upland colors. So let's look at our current conditions. You can see freeze warning in effect for much of New Jersey right now. 38 at Miller Air Park south of Toms River, 34 at West Hampton, 45 at Islip. So dropping. It's going to be a chilly night tonight. Show you what it was like at Islip. Looks like we got a light westerly wind. It did actually become southwesterly for a little bit today as well. So let's take a look at what our weekend was like at Islip. And you'll see here that that wind went southwesterly. You can see very low humidity, very low. Dew points were in the teens, which is drying me out. I tell you, very, very dry conditions. I mean, the humidity was like in the teens. I mean, that's very, very low humidity. It's a miracle we didn't have any major fires throughout this whole weekend, especially yesterday, because yesterday we had the wind. We had those gusty northwesterly winds yesterday. So, yeah, it's definitely disturbing but fortunately we haven't seen any big wildfires. Though there are still some burning, mainly in New Jersey, and if there is one happening on Long Island, of course we probably won't hear about it because it's the middle of the island and nobody really cares. Upper 50s for highs today. Jersey also upper 50s, pretty much upper 50s pretty much everywhere today. Lows 30 at West Hampton. Otherwise, lows are around 41, though. I think tonight is going to get colder. It got down to 29 in the Pines, in the New Jersey Pine Barrens. I think it's going to get colder tonight. So we'll go over our statistics for today. Islip. High of 58, low of 41. 2 degrees below normal today. So we're actually below normal today. But yesterday we were actually above normal. So if we go to yesterday's high was 67. Yesterday wound up being pretty above normal, but the cold air has kind of settled in now. It'll be with us for one more day before it starts moving on. And we'll go ahead and look at our weather map here, and you'll see we got high pressure over us, but you start to see that return flow start to develop as the high moves offshore. And that's going to bring in warmer air, and our temperatures will rise accordingly. But it will be a cold night tonight with the radiational cooling and low humidity. Expect those temperatures to get down below freezing, especially in the Pine Barrens. I think that's why you get the freeze warnings in effect for Jersey and probably Long Island too. Some of the Pine Barrens could get down below freezing as well. So let's look at the models now, and this pattern that we've been in, this dry pattern, just continues. So we're looking at the jet stream here on the GFS, and see if there's see that big ridge this week. So it's going to be a big heat up around Halloween because of that ridge. And then another ridge. And then as we get into November, it looks like we start seeing some more normal-looking troughs coming through, which may bring some rain chances. Let's look at the upper air. So you can see we've got this ridge that's going to be building this week, a very strong ridge, potential for record-breaking warmth again. And you can still see that ridge kind of staying in. That there is a trough that's going to come through as we get into November. You can see it's developing a tropical system that's way out in the long range. But you see here that there is a trough that he's going to come through that. Maybe it would bring us a chance for rain. Maybe. Well, let's see if the euro has any different look to this. I don't think they're gonna, but I'll run them through anyway. Yeah, they look pretty similar. Maybe some slight changes here. Yeah, the euro is a little flatter with that trough, so there is a difference there, and that's the problem there. Go back to GFS. Trough is a lot different. It digs a lot deeper. I'm curious if the 12Z does the same. The 12Z has it kind of just shifting. There's barely any rain here. You can see that ridge doesn't go anywhere. So, if we go to the Weather Prediction Center and look at the QPF, let's go over the QPF 1 through 7. Are you kidding me? Just a little, just a chance of light rain. So, literally, this drought continues. The rain is going to be in the Midwest, and barely anything for us. Barely anything. So, let's go look at the surface map and see, we got this big high here, and that's going to keep us. That high is going to slide offshore starting tomorrow, getting that southwesterly flow. Chance of rain with the cold front, perhaps Friday, but as far as October goes, we're going to have no rain for the month of October. First entire month without any rainfall at any of our reporting stations. Then another high moves in behind that, and then another ridge develops, and then another high builds in behind that. So you can see this pattern continues. This is the 12Z GFS. Look at the 18Z, see if it looks any different. And it does not. What about the European? Not really much of a change here. Again, there's just that slight chance of rain with Friday with that cold front. We all know what happens. As we get closer to it, that evaporates because there's not a lot of moisture. If you look at the humidity here, yeah, it's a thin little ribbon that might wind up changing. We'll have to see if we can actually wind up getting some rain Friday. But that's our next chance. So the next chance of rain will be in November, unfortunately. And all that is a chance. We've seen this time and time again where it's not really going to show. If we go to the total accumulated precip here, yeah, it brings us maybe, it's got us in that light shade, so a quarter of an inch or less. Let's see if we can even get that to happen at this point, because we're struggling to get any rain to fall. This is one of the worst droughts I can ever remember. And it's truly a miracle that we haven't seen any crazy wildfires start. Let's look at the temperature anomaly chart here. Obviously, no surprise here. We got this huge ridge here in the east here that's going to bring in. We're going to start feeling the warmth a little bit on Tuesday, especially as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. Going to be very warm again, possible record-breaking warmth. Then behind the front, it goes down to slightly below normal. This is another factor about people who don't believe climate change. How come we're always breaking record high temperatures but never record low temperatures? That kind of tells you all that you need to know at this point. And then another ridge builds behind that. So we enter November on a warm note. I mean, another brief, and then another ridge. I mean, the 12Z is probably going to be the same thing. Yep. So this is what we got going on. It's just insane. I mean, we're not even going to get any winter or any typical November chill or anything. I mean, there's nothing. There's nothing. It's crazy. Look at the country look at the continent as a whole too. You can see the above normal temperatures stretch way into Canada too. GFS too, same thing. Same thing. I'm telling you. It's unbelievable. So let's go take a look at our local. And we'll look at the dew points and wind flows we head into tomorrow. Enjoy the coolness because it's going to start heating up again. So light winds tonight. I think we're going to see a lot of radiational cooling. Then tomorrow we start off with the northeast wind becoming southeast by the evening. Dew points still stay fairly low. Here we're into Tuesday. Dew points rise a little bit. As we head into Wednesday, you start seeing that southerly wind component. Now, it's more of a southerly wind, so if the wind's from the south, that would help give us a sea breeze on Long Island. Temperatures on the HRRR tonight Probably dropping below freezing, but a lot of us, I think, are going to see 30s to around 40. And then tomorrow, a little warmer inland, perhaps low 60s there, but for Long Island, similar temperatures today, upper 50s to around 60. Tomorrow night, probably still going to drop a little bit, not quite as much, but probably still 30 still possible for the Pine Barrens and 40s for a lot of us. And then as we head to Tuesday, that's when you're going to start seeing the temperatures start rising now. We're starting to get into those low to mid 60s as that warmer air filters in. Going to the GFS here. You can see here, there's that southerly flow. So we have a southerly flow, but on Wednesday, you notice it starts turning a little more southwesterly. And that's going to bring in the warmth. And that westerly flow means sea breezes will be limited to the South Shore. So inland, it's going to get warm. I think maybe there's a shot at 80 again for Wednesday or Thursday. Here we go again. Same thing. So southwest, almost west-southwest winds. Cold front comes on through Friday, and then we get into another cool, dry air mist, north winds for the weekend. But then the same thing happens. We see another ridge build again. And then maybe it brings a stronger front as we get into front. But still, barely any rain. I see some opportunities for wind here, which means more red flag warnings are in our future, I'm afraid. And here we are. Things heat up. Here we are into the 70s on Wednesday. This may very well may be underdone. May wind up hitting 80 in some of the areas. And then even warmer, you're going to build on that for Halloween. It's going to be a very warm Halloween. Temperature 75 to 80 for highs, likely. And we may even see warmer than that. And then get squashed down on Friday, but no really big cool down. Or we drop into the 50s, drop a little bit below normal, but then we start warming up again. Looking at our skies, I don't think we're going to have nice clear skies. It looks like there's going to be some cirrus around. The RGM doesn't really show too much of it, but there could be some jet chunk around. Tuesday, we may have some more clouds around, so it won't really be a nice clear sky. And when you're in this kind of warm air mass, you're going to have a lot of jet chunk, maybe some haze. Who knows? Maybe some smoke, too. I'm not going to look at the smoke models, but you can see GFS also. No really clear days. You're going to have to wait until the weekend, probably, for the next cold front to come through to clear things out. So this is the problem we're having right now. And, again, not much in the way of rain. Again, if I run this all the way out, total accumulated precip, yeah, look at that. It just got us in a hole, man. We've got no rain. Possibly until the middle of November now. So it just keeps going on and on. When is it going to rain? This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. I mean, it's just stuck. It's stuck because the jet stream's dysfunctional. It's just incredible. It really is. I'm going back to the northern view here. Let's go to the jet stream again. The jet stream is just all messed up right now. And you think, oh, it might be able to tap into some moisture here, but no. No, it doesn't. It's crazy. We had all that rain, and now all of a sudden, the moisture is like shut off completely, and it's just bone dry. We're going to have the next dust bowl here. I mean, this is crazy. Not so much for the middle of the country, but for us, it is truly dry. It really is, and it's very, very disturbing, to say the least. So let's go look at the Climate Prediction Center. And, of course, here we go. Well above normal in the east. Precipitation levels, they have near normal. But they may well wind up being below normal. Here we are with the 8 to 14 days. Still above normal. I mean, it's incredible. As you can see, the southwest is getting a lot of that moisture. The moisture is going there. It's just, the jet stream patterns are all screwed up. It's crazy, it really is. Let's go to the drought monitor now. Actually, before I leave this, let me go here. It was a drought monitor. Here we go, monitor. So here's your drought monitor for the country. And you can see we're in a drought zone. So let's go to the drought monitor here. And click on our area, and you'll see here that we are now still in an abnormally dry, but I think they can upgrade us to moderate drought real soon on Long Island. You notice that in Jersey, the Pine Barrens there, Ocean County, now in a severe drought. Yeah, this is And it's everything is dried out. Everything is just dried out, and it's not just the woods, but structures too. And we're going to see more fires, not just wildfires, but structure fires as well, because everything's dried out. Because there's no rain, there's no humidity. It's just bone dry. This is like a high desert climate, but this is not an ecosystem like that's used to this. Yeah, Flagstaff may be used to it, but not here. Um, so let's lastly go and talk about the Arctic, which I kind of brought up in the last one, but we're going to do it again. Sea ice, and bring this up briefly here, because absolutely crazy what's going on in the Arctic right now. So you can see we've actually gone below the 2012. So we have, the ice rebound is very slow. So this all affects the climate. The ice is not coming back as quick because it's warmer than it's supposed to be. And it's all just very disturbing. And this is all part of the climate crisis that you just won't hear about in the mainstream media in this country. I mean, a lot of other countries get it. But here in the United States, and in a country where a man like Donald Trump is so popular, you got a large amount of the population that is just dumb as hell. That's all I'm going to say. So that's going to wrap things up. Good night.